Hey traders, Nick Shaheen, looking at Tesla. I'm going to build it up. This is going to be the best Tesla video you've ever seen because you're going to learn something new, hopefully. If not, then I'll be shocked. Anyway, not a good day for Tesla, down 2.5% when the stock market was up bazillion, down in the 500s. And today, first of all, before I forget, at the end there'll be a little thing that pops up at the left hand side. Subscribe to this channel, hit it, it's free. But below in the description there's a link to the chat room. We do this stuff all day every day. Try it out, it's free, and we do good work in there. Bunch of breakouts and breakdowns we catch every day throughout the day, also recaps of the day before and after. So the one-on-one, if the chat room is too fast, then there's an alternative. All right, back to Tesla. Great performance before, and then now the correction has hit it hard because it's a momentum stock and it moves. But what could you have done to better trade it if you are trading it? So nothing here is a trading recommendation. This is just to tell you what lines I saw and how I shared them. And I'm not blowing smoke because I'll share them. I share them publicly, so other people have seen it. So if I hadn't seen it myself, I'd call myself a liar. But you can welcome to join, and you can verify yourself. So technical analysis should be part of any investor's toolbox because it just makes the investment that much stronger if it's an investment. And if you're trading without technical analysis, then you're definitely at a disadvantage because everybody else on the other side of your trade most likely has a toolbox full of technical analysis, or at least is in a group that could help them with the technical analysis. So looking at this chart, this is a 4-hour chart. So every candle is 4 hours. I started there just because I had it set for something else. So first of all, I'm going to back into it, and I'm going to show you a chart to tell you the end result of it and back into it one step at a time. Okay, so I'm going to show you the wow chart, in my opinion, because I was happy with it. Well, not price action, happy with how I drew it. And then back into it 2 steps. Okay, so here's the end result. This is today's chart on a daily candle, unlike the one I'm showing you. And I want to point out 3 things. So I don't know which way the stock is going most of the times, as far as I'm not claiming I can predict the direction, okay, especially with a wild stock like that. But I'm absolutely claiming that I know what happens when something else happens. So I drew these blue lines before they even started. I drew the white lines before they even started. Well, guess what? Somebody asked me about it. What can you do with Tesla? I have a couple people that love to trade it every day. Nick, what's Tesla's? Here's what I see in Tesla. So I drew the blue line for a lot of reasons, one of which is here. The other one is back here. Absolute pivot right there. It's going to play a role here too. These were just, I said it's tight. Market VIX is high. Market is moving fast. So if it goes above this, this is the potential track. If it goes below that, this is the potential track. Now look at the blue line versus the actual line. It fell, bounced, and fell exactly to my blue line. So fell, bounced, fell. That's pretty good. That's the end result. Now you say bullshit. Okay, we're going to backtrack into it. Again, not to brag, to point out that technical analysis are an important tool of any investor, and especially if it's a trader. All right, the second one is here. Oh, that was the first one. This one. Same chart, different time frame, not 120, but same lines. So this was halfway through. So in the last couple of days, one of the people came, hey, Nick, hey, Mr. Tesla, what's it looking like? So I marked up my old chart with the crayon. I said, it's bouncing, so it's leg 1 is done. It's working on leg 2, maybe, maybe not. So I said down here with a question mark. So that's leg 2 maybe. And I said it's going to try to rally from here, but it's going to be resistance 1, resistance 2. Okay, that's exactly how the price unfolded. And then I highlighted this zone that looked pretty interesting, and that turned out to be the same zone I pointed out before. And again, this was the end result of it. where it did exactly what, it hit the resistance I had marked. So that's the end result. That's one step back. And let's see, I do have another one too, to go back to the beginning. Trying not to mess this up. Okay, there we go. Dang. All right, so this is in the chat room. I pulled up the instances of Tesla in the last couple of days. So this one on March 11th, I said short term 630 is a magnet. So it's tough to leave it behind. Then a wall at 652 and 660. So that was before the trouble started. And then 620 was a good bounce spot. That was on the 11th. On the 12th, and this is where the pattern started, basically. Same question. I said leg 1 done, leg 2 to be determined. That matches up this chart right here. So the point is, all along the way, it's possible to know the stuff that's going on. If you just, it's a little bit of homework. It's a skill you acquire. You study it one time and you apply it for a lifetime. And it just gets better with time. And it's not fancy. I promise you, it's plain simple English, and it's very simple. You can make it fancy. You can use Ichimoku. You can use all kinds of stuff and different lines. I use a crayon most of the times. I draw them nicely, like these guys, just because some people get allergic to crayons. They go, who is this joker? The crayon works just well. You can see here, crayon works just as well as the fine lines. Fine lines are prettier. Okay, enough time convincing you of technicals, so let's go to the meat. What's next? All right, so let's put the lines on if we want to. Okay, so let's take them out actually. All right, what's next? I'm going to try to predict the future. No, I'm going to give the levels that I think are going to come into play. All right, so it's going to be market dependent unless it has specific news. So the one candle that sticks out is this one. So, and look, 500. They love round numbers, right? And 600. Oh my God. I mean, this is embarrassing. Oh, it's going to be between 500 and 600. But literally, those are the two triggers. This is a big range, but that's a big stock. It moves fast. And in the middle is where it's at, where it closed at, is also meaningful because this point right here, a very clear resistance. This point, a very clear base for this move right there. I have to remind you that even up here, it's double than what it was just a few months ago. So it is totally possible to draw it all the way back down. I'm not calling for it, but it is. Because this point right here, 350, this is called the point of control. So based on the volume, this is no fancy way of saying all these bars, most of them happened here at this level. What do you say? Yeah. So these are volume bars. There's another way of putting the volume bars. Instead of up here, you put them up here. There. So instead of telling me when they happened, they tell me where they happened. So around whatever the number, 351 is the mathematical collection of most trades. So this is where most of the volume happened. This is where they've sold it and bought it the most. Buyers and sellers. Love it, hate it, love it, hate it. That's the most. So if it falls to it, this should be support. And at this point, it could be a magnet. I don't know. But it's more of a support than actually a magnet. Okay? Just to let you know. So this can be fixed with time. The longer it spends time up here, clearly this number is going to move higher and higher. So this is what they call consolidation. Right? Consolidates here in order to move that. So, but as far as triggers, this is going to bring this and bring that. And where this would be is, look, it matches up to a round number because there's a ledge around this round number too. So in this case, and if you look at it, you've heard of an inverse cup and handle. This is an abomination, but this is a cup and a handle. Technically, the drop should be this big. And I call this a ladybug pattern. So on the serious side, a drop should be that big as the tallest peak from the neckline. So I'm going to eyeball it. Are these two equal? So this is about where it should be. Now usually I don't immediately go there. I usually say, okay, they're going to fall to one level, consolidate because of whatever reason. So, but this rally was so fast that it's hard to do. So in this case, I have to respect it. So if I'm long Tesla and I deny this or ignore it, then I may be making a little mistake. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to go to daily and see what it looks like. So this is a daily chart. So I can tell you one thing. If it bounces towards 650, I don't buy it. That's a place where I exit my long if I'm profitable, or I fix my trade if I'm upside down, because it's going to run into a band of resistance. My opinion, not fact. It will need a headline to burst through, because the natural order of business, it was going to hit resistance, just eyeball from what I'm looking here. This area sticks out, and this is about where they're fighting for right now. This candle sticks out, this one right here. So, 498. Oh my, I didn't even look here before I said that. All right, this is how technical analysis works. I'm not a genius. I'm just looking at the candles and look at how they match up. I said this candle and I looked right and it matches up exactly here. This candle stuck out. So this candle sticks out. And I'm not saying it's going there. So this is the place where they've traded it the most. Point of control. All these volume bars, if you throw them up here, look how much more trades, these yellow things. Most volume, second most volume. Again, the rally was too fast. They need to consolidate it. They need to move this line higher. Otherwise, there's a lot of froth. By that, I don't mean that it's a crappy stock. I mean that it's the natural order of business is to drop it or have it stay here for a while in order to move this line up, because it spent a lot more time down here and a lot more volume down here. So this nothing to do with its fundamentals. The fundamentals, it's up to you. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing in the chart. Again, the pattern here looks like it has more to go if they want to. So if the rally in the market continues next week, maybe it gets levitated and then it rips the face off the shorts. Maybe that happens. RSI, it says that this is unusual, right? I'm looking left. I don't see another one like it. But then again, I don't see another trend like this. So let's go to a weekly. Maybe we'll get more information from this. All right. So now I see, I'll say something different. Looking at this, if it falls towards 460, 465, and I'm still long and I haven't bailed, I won't bail. I'll see what happens there. It might find some support. So this candle sticks out. So I've got a range of 360 to 400 to, I think will be support, because it's a pivot zone. Because if I look left, that's the zone that would draw a top over all this. Let's do that. I said this candle, right? This candle right here. Oh, dang it. Now it's going to be too busy. I already have it. It's that white bar right there, but I'm going to do it here just to illustrate the point with you. All right, I'm going to delete those lines. It's just too much noise. Okay, so, but look, it was a roof. Everybody was so comfortable shorting it up here, including me. Boom, 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 until one day it said, screw you all, moon. Okay, so a lot of people died here, financially speaking. I closed my short. I lost some money, but it was the third time I did it, and the net, I was still green, but the last one was definitely painful. So when it comes back to it, it's going to be support. Sorry, the chat room's still open, so they come. My opinion is the weekly says for investors information more than traders information. The daily, in this case, could give a hint to the trader's information, or a blend, or a swing trader of sorts. The shorter time frames, this one is probably too short for the swing traders. It's really active trader. And let's see, 5 minutes. Okay, on the 5 minutes now we talk where you need to know the profiles of the stock and the action. So any rally into 570 I would sell until that level is taken out. Any rally into 560 I would start lightening up. So if I'm long here, I exit anywhere here. If it busts through, I would short it at 606 or 610. This looks like a pretty pointy top. They scared these people. I don't know if they scared them out, but they scared these people. So these are, Apple did this today. So there's a gap. I call it filled almost because of this poke. This poke really did it a bad thing. They should have not done this in order to fill the whole gap. So, the bulls have a lot of work to do here in this stock. Short-term trading, all right? So know your time frame. What did we start with? 4-hour chart. This one. Okay, so this is the 4-hour chart we started with. The bears are in charge. The sellers are in charge until they get above 680 on this time frame. little lower on this time frame. So 660 will be definitely in the hands of the buyers again. All right. Watch for the RSI. I'm not an RSI guy. I'm starting to look at it because I'm getting a lot of questions about it. It's not as reliable. It's just another piece of the puzzle. But the volume and the levels are bulletproof as far as making decisions. Nick signing out.